Yo, what's good, my nephews and nieces? This is your favorite uncle, Uncle Demi, and today I have another special banger for you, all right? Today I'm gonna give you the top 10 dynamic duos for salary cap, but before we get into the video, make sure you drop a like and subscribe, as like of the video puts the video to the recommended, and of course subscribe and put your noti game for my daily uploads. Without further ado, let's hop straight into the video. Okay, so first and foremost, this is gonna be for salary cap. So if you're talking about salary cap, there has to be the best bang for your buck. You have to be able to squeeze it. So of course, this is going to be fluid. It will be different from week to week based upon if they change the pricing of the salary cap numbers on certain dynamic duos. But without further ado, let's just hop right into it and y'all will get the gist of things, okay? So my first dynamic duo that I want to talk about is going to be my man Sabonis and his Kevin. Yes, Sabonis and Kevin, because the reason why I want to have these guys, to in my humble opinion, the reason why they're going to be really great is for one, Sabonis is only $4,000 and Herter is only going to be $1,800. Herter has one of the sweetest releases in the game. When he's a dynamic duo, look at all the shooting badges you get. You get a very quick release. He doesn't have much defense. Remember, we're talking about salary cap. So again, $1,800. And then in $4,000, that's $5,800 that you're going to be able to put into two diamonds, which you have a stretch center that's going to have a really quick release that can shoot. And you have basically, in Kevin Herter, you have a lethal shooter at the perimeter that you can spam threes with. In my humble opinion, this is a very good dynamic duo that a lot of people sleep on. And since the pricing of Sabonis has been dropping, I feel like this is an opportunity for people to take a look at that and potentially add in your starting lineup if you don't have some of the other cards to be able to utilize, okay? At my number 9 is going to be my man Clarkson. Hold on, here, Clark. There we go. It's going to be my man Jordan Clarkson and Lauri Markkanen. Now, the reason why they are a good dynamic duo, $1,400 for Clarkson, and then again, as you see right here, $1,800 for Markkanen. Now, you can see he's a Ruby, but when you go ahead and get him, with his dynamic duo, he becomes a diamond. Now, what makes him really special is that he's 7 feet and he can play the small forward position, okay? 87 3 ball, all right, really good release, just gonna be tall and can do a lot of damage. Jordan Clarkson, on the other hand, is gonna be an absolute demigod. His jumper is so smooth on this game, very high releasing, very good release, and again, as you see here, finishing, the shooting, the playmaking, all of it is going to be on a whole nother level. You could literally, depending on how you make your lineup, you can have him starting at the 2 guard, you can have, at the point guard position, have Lauri starting at the small forward position if you wanted to. They are cheap enough that you can also bring him off the bench. All right, so that is a very good benefit there. And at my number 8, I think that number 8, this is what makes this dynamic duo so good, is that the fact is that they're just routinely slept on. So Nicholas Batum and LaMarcus Aldridge is just an absolute steal. $600 for Batum, okay? $4,000 for Aldridge, which we already know. Aldridge has one of the sweetest releases. When he comes to dynamic duo, he becomes a diamond. And as you can see, the finishing, the shooting is going to be really there, and the defense gets a boost also. Very good three-point shot, can spread the floor, can hit all the shots you need, and then Batum becomes a really good lockdown. Okay, as you can see right here, 93 perimeter, 93 interior. You come down here and look at the defensive badges. He gets Challenger Hall of Fame, off-ball pass. He gets Workhorse. He gets clamps, glove, is on goal respectfully. He has a good releasing shot. It's not the quickest, but it's still good enough. And at 6'8" at the small forward position, you can be able to cook up. And again, this is another duo that can be a starter or come off the bench because they are a really good cheap. Now, so I understand that. We're talking about dynamic duos. So for some of y'all might be like, well, how come you don't have Blase Blah on the list, or have this other guy on the list, or whoever you're thinking about? Because some of the good ones, as I can come right here and I can show you, they're just absolutely expensive. No one's gonna be paying that type of money to be able to harness this, okay? So we come here. So for instance, let's say for instance, you're like, all right, man, like Devin Booker dynamic duo is gonna be great. $8,000 for Booker, and then for Kevin is $8,000. Like, no one's spending $16,000 on 2 players. So the reason, so before you start to be like, well, how come he's not it? Take a look and see how much they're worth. Remember, we're talking about salary cap. We're not talking about unlimited. We're talking about salary cap, okay? Now, at my number 7 is going to be Rui Hachimura and my man Austin Reeves. 600 for Hachimura, and then of course 1900 for Austin Reeves, and they both become diamonds. We already know how smooth Reeves is, his jump shot. The shooting is going to be really, really well. Slithering, the finishing is going to be solid. And then at the end of the day, if you're looking for, again, another starter bench type dynamic duo, have him off the bench. You can bring them both off the bench if you wanted to. Both of them have really good releases. To me, it just makes sense to have a dynamic duo like this, because salary cap is to the point to where, yeah, you can go very top heavy with your starters, but then your bench, you want to, like y'all watch a lot of my videos. You know how I do my salary cap. I like to lose a lot of dynamic duos on the bench, but you can have literally a whole lineup of starters of dynamic duos and bench of dynamic duos and be very successful, because the way 2K is operating is that just because their dynamic duo might be pink diamonds, they're going to rate that card a little bit more so on the side of what they are by themselves, and then they'll give a little bit tab to them depending on how OP they'll be. They might be a little higher price because they are a dynamic duo too. So that's why you get the cheap. Like, that's why you see Rui Hachimura is only 600, even though he's technically a diamond. Of course, if he was a diamond, he would be a lot higher than that. But the reason why he's low is because a lot of people aren't using this dynamic duo. So again, if you start to see his price go up, it's because y'all been watching my videos and y'all been using this a lot, and now all of a sudden he went from 600 and he goes up. That's what they be doing, man. Just gonna let you know that, all right? So next one we're gonna do is the one of my favorite, and that is gonna be Tobias Harris along with Kelly Oubre. So both of them become diamonds, right? Tobias Harris has one of the smoothest releasing shots on the game. 93 ball. He as you come right here, as you can see, he gets bulldozer, he gets catch and shoot, he gets all the shooting badges you want him to have. Really, really solid all the way through. And then Kelly Oubre just becomes an absolute dog. When I say dog, he has some crazy dunk animations, really quick jump shot release, shooting all the way through is gonna be really solid. Just very athletic, 90 speed, 95 vert. He finishes at the rim at will. If you've seen some of my gameplay videos, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Just really solid. I mean, like, they've been riding my bench, coming off my bench for the longest, almost for like 2 months now. Because 500 for Oubre and 700 for Harris, like, you come on, for 2 diamonds? Like, yeah, I'll take that any day of the week, all right? So they're really, really solid. Now, of course, we're gonna go with my man, LeBron James and Dwayne Wade, all right? So let's go down here to LeBron James. The reason why they're up there now is because they're 1,400 apiece, which you can't beat right now. I don't know how long this is going to be, but 1,400 apiece for LeBron James and Dwayne Wade. You're really more so getting this because of LeBron James. That's why they're at 5, because I feel like Dwayne Wade, he's not as strong as LeBron James. His jump shot is not as great. So, but this LeBron James is going to be very, very solid. Remember, you can't coach 6'9". He's 6'9". He has his own SIGs. If you look at his animations here, he has his own SIGs, so his push cross is really good. He has his hop jumper, like his, like his step back. It's just John Wall step back. It's just very, very good. All right. You look at Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade's still solid. Don't get me wrong. He's solid. He's gonna finish at the basket. He's gonna do a lot of things really well. It's just his jump shot holds him back a little bit, but he's more of a slasher, like just a dedicated slasher. Defense is gonna be solid too. So again, 1,400 apiece. I think that's a steal. Definitely, if you have them now, you should take a look. Do not know how long they're going to be this cheap, but if you have them, you definitely want to take a look at them, okay? Now, of course, we got to take a look at the Thompson twins. The Thompson twins are going to be at number 4. And again, 2,900 for Asar, and then Amin is going to be 1,800. They dropped the prices down. Amin as a dynamic duo at the point guard spot at 6'7" is an absolute cheat code. We know that he's a relentless finisher at the basket. And a lot of people utilize them still to this day. So that's the reason why they're out there. Add a shoe to these guys and show. First of all, add a shoe to all of them. Shooting badges if you can to all of them. But regardless, this dynamic duo has aged well. A lot of people have been rocking with them. They have been good for a very long time. It doesn't need to get, beat a dead horse with this. This is just a very good, solid dynamic duo, right? And that's the reason why they're number 4, okay? Now, number 3, the top 3s are just like hands down, just value for days. Jalen Suggs and Franz Wagner has been the best dynamic duo for the longest time in for bang for your buck for salary cap, probably since they first came out, right, in December. Just because Jalen Suggs has a smooth release, he has a good leaner, he has good SIGs, You know, he's 6'5", he plays the point guard position. You know, he does so many things well. He has the Hall of Fame blow-bys, handles for days, hyperdrive, unpluckable, right? Defense is decent. He has, you know, whistle on gold. He finishes strong at the basket. Then Franz Wagner has an absolute quick release at 6'10", playing shooting guard or small forward. Again, you could just do down ball screens all day. He can shoot it from distance. I mean, what else do you want from a dynamic duo that is very cheap, $1,500 and $800? Like, come on, like, what else would you want? There ain't nothing else you can really ask for, because at the end of the day, they give you everything that you need. Very, very, very good dynamic duo, okay? Now, these top two, the top two dynamic duos, I'm pretty sure they're not going to be here long, but you still want to take advantage of it if you have. And number two is going to be the Shawn Kemp and the Gary Payton dynamic duo. They become pink diamonds. Shawn Kemp can shoot it really, really, really good. I mean, like this, I mean, they're pink diamonds, they're good, right? I mean, it is what it is. For salary cap purposes, $2,400 for him and $2,300 for Gary Payton. Gary Payton's one of the best lockdowns. You're going to see that with this dynamic duo. You're going to see all the Hall of Fame badges they have. You start Gary Payton at the point, have Shawn Kemp at the power forward spot. You're immediately going to have some of the best point guard and power forward in the salary cap regime. You're not going to see a lot of people that are going to have these cards, because they don't. I mean, like, you have to, you know, these were cards that you can lock in, but, you know, they cost money, so some people aren't getting these. So you don't see a lot of the Gary Payton, Shawn Kemp dynamic duos, but if you do, take advantage of it now, because they're cheap. All right, they're very cheap. Okay, so that's my number two. And my number one is going to be, for some reason, shape, or form, they got Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. They got Scottie Pippen. These right here become Galaxy Opals. And a Galaxy Opal, $4,000 for Scottie Pippen, and then Michael Jordan is only $3,000. Yes, Michael Jordan has a very slow releasing shot, but as a Galaxy Opal, he is going to be the best slasher you're going to see in any type of salary cap mode, right? This man right here finishes at the basket at will. His jump shot, yes, it takes a little bit longer to hold, to get open. So again, you have to take account of that. But look at all these badges he has. Him and Pippen are going to be two of the best. The lockdown defenders you have on the court. Their badges are going to be completely stacked all the way through. Scottie Pippen has one of the best releases in the game. We know that. He's just a very, very solid card for the longest. A lot of people rode this man to the promised land in a limited and that type of deal. So that is going to be my number one. Okay, so let me know in the comment section what you think about these. What did I leave out in the top 10? Remember, this is for salary cap. It has to make sense money-wise. We're not trying to allocate 60, 70% of our salary cap into just two players. So keep that in mind. Let me know what you think. Other than that, it's your favorite old head, Uncle Demi. I'll be back really, really soon on the Banger Man. You know, when I say back soon on the Banger, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about tomorrow, man. I'm out.